Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. There's a difference of perception and memory between the victim and the perpetrator, the criminal. Not only the perception, the memory. They remember things differently because they feel the same incident differently. The victim obviously feels the pain, and the perpetrator, the suspect, the criminal has a different take on the matter. That's why the victims remember when they were abused. The perpetrator or the criminal tends to forget, especially if that's a pattern and he does it very often. Why did I start with that? I started with that to go to the three articles that I have ready for you here, where we have Serbia, as many other victims of the same perpetrators, will not forget that their country was bombarded for about 72, 74 days by an illegal bombardment by some countries in NATO, led by the United States of America. Why was it illegal? It was illegal because it was not approved by the United Nations Security Council. That makes it illegal. That makes it an aggression. Therefore, each and every Serb or person from Montenegro, because at that time in 1999, it was still Yugoslavia, whatever was left from Yugoslavia, from Serbia and Montenegro, each and every person was killed. That's a victim of a war crime. Anybody, I don't know, charged with anything, convicted? No. So anyway, that was a victim right there. They will never forget, or should never forget, who really attacked them. And they didn't. So what's going on here? We have, if you remember, the United States of America with its smart bombs hit the Chinese embassy in Belgrade, the capital of Yugoslavia, Serbia nowadays, and killed some people over there, and China was very upset about it. Remember, these guys keep saying smart bombs, invisible planes, and stealth bombers. By the way, do you remember it was a stealth bomber, US stealth bomber, that was hit by a, I think, 1950s designed air defense battery by the Serbs, and they never sent the invisible or the stealth bombers anymore over the war zone. But hey, these kind of words are meant to, or terms are meant to keep the baboons under the impression they are safe. Well, that it helps. It helps if you're a coward. So what's going on over here? We have Xi Jinping. Oh, what happened with the embassy? It was just collateral damage. It was just an accident. Okay, get some money and everything was all clear. And so they said, and so they thought. But remember, they go over this collateral damage so easily. But if there would have been, let's say, Biden's family over there in Belgrade, do you think they would just say, collateral damage, here is some money for you, shut the fuck up? Or let's say, if you think it's normal, what about being your family over there? Accidental strike, collateral damage, here is some money for you. Would you agree with that? I would not agree. And besides, an accident, a manslaughter by accident is not justified. Like, oh, sorry, officer, I didn't see that speed limit over there. You're still gonna get a ticket. The same. You can. Oh, I just hit that embassy by mistake. They didn't know the plans, the geography. Whose fault? Yours. Anybody convicted? No. U.S. government paid some money from us to some people. It's like I fuck up something, and then someone else is paying for me, and it's you. Anyway, let's go to our three articles. Xi Jinping, the president of China, visits Belgrade on the eve of the 25th anniversary or commemoration of the attacks on the bombardment of the Chinese embassy. What does that tell you? That could tell us that China tells the imbeciles, back the fuck up, or off, which way you want. That is, we are going to be here and Russia will be here. And by the way, Xi Jinping will go to Belgrade and then will go to Russia. And then Putin will visit Beijing until May. So all these changes, what do you think they say? What do you think that means? We got this club and we're going to call our friends here against the the good people. So let me show you the first article, finally, right? Bloomberg, she heads to Belgrade around anniversary of NATO embassy bombing. So it's NATO embassy bombing, is not US's embassy bombing. Now let me tell you a little story about this. No, it was not NATO, it was the US. Now let me tell you this. I have a friend, his name starts with J, he's English, and he wants everybody to know that he's English. Britannia, Britannia, that's what he used to say, we civilized the world. Okay, those were his words. He was a very funny, intelligent guy who he is, still is, and I had many conversations with him. He made fun of everybody and everything, and he could take the same from everybody. There was no limit between me and him making jokes on mothers, fathers, queens, kings, presidents, Romanians. He was calling me hairy, sweaty Romanians. Not only me, but Romanians in general for him were sweaty, hairy Romanians. Okay, it was funny as fuck. Anyway, he told me one time that when he flew over, I know he was going to Asia, he flew over Romania when he said this, whoever, the stewardess or the flight attendant announced that gonna fly over Romania, he said, and I went to use the bathroom. Anyway, he was a funny guy, but his targets were the Scots and the Irish. These were the ones. But he told me, being related to NATO, NATO bombed the embassy, not US. He said, you know, pay attention to this. When we, the British, Great Britain, when we, or the English, he's saying, when we, the English, we do something that is bad, we call it Great Britain did it, or, you know, United Kingdom did it. When we, the English, do something that we should be proud of, England did it. Yeah. So pay attention to this. When Great Britain does something that's up, usually is Great Britain. When reported by them, I don't know if it's still right now, but I know about 20 years ago that was the case. Not even 20, well, 20, actually more than 20 years ago. So let's go back to this one. So remember, NATO bombarded, not how do you call it? Not the United States of America. That's the first point I want to make here. And then it says here that in the article, the Chinese leader will stop off in the Balkan nation on or close to May 7th. According to people familiar with the preparations who asked not to be identified because timing haven't made public. During the NATO bombarding of Yugoslavia in 1999, US missiles killed 3 Chinese journalists in the strike of White House later called a mistake and blamed on faulty maps. So now they tell us that actually it was US missiles. So US missiles operated by the Germans? Like right now, they don't say it was the, you would say, let's say the Abrams tank. No, it was the US tank, but operated by whom? By the Ukrainians. So it was not the US, so the US missiles operated, sent by the Americans or by the Germans or other countries that use the US missiles. Anyway, we know White House called it. Let's move on. The problem is what they did, they fucked up and they say it was an accident and the Chinese were supposed to just take it deep. Next article. Russia Today, 22nd of April 2024. Xi expected to visit Russia, Lavrov. The Chinese leader is set to attend the BRICS summit in the city of Kazan, according to the foreign minister. I read an article a few weeks ago where they said that it will not be Xi Jinping attending, but someone else. The article, I think, came from the West. Now Lavrov says that Xi Jinping will attend. Great opportunity to meet with Putin. Russia expects Chinese President Xi Jinping, so that's not a fact yet, to visit the BRICS summit in Russia later this year. Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said on Monday, the group which and I'm quoting, the main event of this year is bilateral relations will be state visit of Russian President Vladimir Putin to the People's Republic of China. And in October, we are expecting the head of the People's Republic of China, Xi Jinping, to attend the BRICS summit in Kazan, Lavrov said, because Reuters exclusive, Putin to visit China in May. And that is right there. So what do we have here? We have Russia and China blowing their horn, not blowing like a real blow. I know why it is a blow job, actually. I don't think they blow into it, but anyway. So they blow there exactly like that. The horn, and then they get together all their friends or people who like to join their club, not their plantation. So now you have Belgrade, you have the Serbs cold, and will they answer? I think they will. Why? They were attacked by the good people of NATO. NATO is a defense military alliance. So they defended themselves by attacking them in a preemptive attack. So that is, if I look at you and I consider that you are about to hit me, by my subjective observation and I think that you are about to smack me, I am allowed to say, hey, Mike, nice to see you. What's that? Bang. All right? Let's say you are like, what? All right, the same here. Right, the same here. All right, so these guys are getting together their forces. In a preemptive strike, the Serbs did not forget and should not forget what happens. And the Chinese and the Russians will be eager to intervene in any problems that will be created in Kosovo. But it is a big issue. If you look at the map, Serbia is a landlocked country. And the countries around Serbia are not friendly, including the weasels Romanians. We used to be, if you remember, Yugoslavia was the only country in the region from the so-called communist bloc that told Ceausescu in 1968-69, after the intervention of every other country from the Eastern Bloc in Czechoslovakia to destroy them, to destroy the revolution over there, Romania did not participate. And remember that famous Ceausescu speech? Now look for it. And then there was a problem. Everybody around but Yugoslavia were about to invade to destroy Romania with Soviet Union. And China was one of the countries that told Ceausescu that it will somehow intervene. I don't know exactly where and how. And then the other one, Tito, told Ceausescu, if these guys intervene and you guys are losing, because all of them, including Hungary, Bulgaria, our friends, all these guys, will intervene and will attack your country. Your government, Ceausescu, and your Romanian military, unarmed, are allowed to cross the Danube River into Yugoslavia and stay there. No, without military, and plan for them, I don't know, a new General de Gaulle landing in France. That's what they said. So remember, between Tito and Ceausescu, there was a big friendship. So nevertheless, here you have Serbia. Now it has the Romanians as friends. Great job. The only ones that really were some kind of friends. Everybody else was not. We're not. But now they succeeded. Well, things got over. Romania as well. So what do we have here? We have Xi Jinping giving a big signal showing up in Belgrade. Big signal. And then Putin cannot. So I don't know how China and Russia could defend or support and help Serbia in case NATO wants round 2. We'll see. I hope it doesn't happen, but I foresee that happening somehow, unless the Serbs will be somehow propagandized and lose their hearts and their balls. I hope they don't. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.